Welcome back to For Love of the Game. It's Uncle Buck. It's me, myself, and I on NBC Sports Radio, all golf, all the time, Monday through Friday, 2 to 3, and here you guys are. I need a mulligan once in a while, but I'm not going to need a mulligan on this next one. So happy to catch up with the president of the Junior Players Golf Academy. Very unique concept. Can't wait to hear about. Can't wait to talk about it. He's going to be joining us and give us the ins and outs. Here he is, one Keith Bach. Keith, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you, Mike. How are you today?
Hey, I am really well. You know what? I've heard of these type of academies, kind of. Never really explored them. Never really had anybody on. So I'm glad we get a chance to talk about that because it is very unique.
Yes, it is. It's a great model just because families are able to kind of help follow the passion for their son or daughter and provide an opportunity for them to attend a year-round academy down in the South and train in golf and work on their game and go to school and travel the Southeast and play in junior tournaments all over the state.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. Now, how hard is it to let's just get a big overview. What age brackets are you looking at, Keith, to go to school and golf?
We have students as young as 12 years old all the way up to 18 years old. So students that I've got two boys that have been with us for 5 of their 6 years. They started with us in 7th grade, and they're finishing their junior year, and they'll graduate with us. So they'll be here for 6 years. And then we also have the student that's a little older that just took a year off of to go to college after graduation, and they're working on their game as a postgraduate.
Wow. Now, is it a live-in? Is it a housing scenario? Are they housed by people in the area? Or do they pay like a regular college tuition and room and board?
We have built 6 houses. They're 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, and we have 2 students per room. So we have 6 in a house along with a house parent that actually lives with them throughout the year and makes sure that they're not burning down the house and make sure that they're doing their homework and not throwing parties and making breakfast for them and making dinner for them.
Hey, Keith, kids don't do that. Golfing kids don't do that. Come on.
That's right.
Kids are kids, right, Keith?
Yes, that's right.
Hey, okay, so you got them in there. Now, what are some of the education or the courses that these young adults, children, I'm going to call them young adults, can they study?
Well, on Hilton Head, we have 2 schools that are involved. It's the Hilton Head Preparatory School, and then we also have the Heritage Academy. So the academic students study there from around 8 to 1 o'clock each day. So they're working on all their core classes and their electives. They usually don't have many of those, and then gym is filled with their golf opportunity. But they're really focusing on their core academics in the morning and then heading out on the golf course and working on their game with our coaches in the afternoon.
Well, as you get into this now, I'm not sure what was the origination date for this, or how long have you been vying as a school of education and golf?
This is our 11th year where we've combined education and golf together, and we what's nice about it is that we partner with these couple of different schools that afford a great opportunity for education and to be able to further themselves and get into some great colleges. And so we've partnered with other schools that already exist on the island, and some academies are a little different because they've created a school to facilitate their academy students. So the education component, from what I've heard, some students at different academies have said the education isn't as great as, a school that you partner with.
Okay, so you didn't recreate the wheel as far as the education side. There are schools that you partner with that make a lot more sense to do it in a cooperative manner.
That's correct, exactly.
Yeah, because like I said, there's plenty to do with the education. I know there's some regulations and some graduation requirements that all these kids have to meet. And boy, sure. if you're teaching them golf, I'm sure you don't want to dabble in that part of it, tangling with
That's
the
right.
state on the education
exactly
requirements.
Right.
Okay, so what's the breakdown basically of when the kids go to school and the kids golf? What kind of time frame is divided amongst the two?
So the students will go to school between the hours of 8 and 1, and then they get to the golf course about 1:30, and they train until about 5. And then they actually do fitness 4 days a week. So Monday through Thursday, they're busy with the academic component, the golf, the coaching, the on-course instruction, and then they're doing fitness in the early evenings. And then after fitness, they go home. They have dinner waiting for them from the house parent. They cook for each house individually, so it just depends on where the students are from and what their favorite meals are, and they collectively figure that out amongst all the homes. And then they have a little time to kind of wind down and hang out. We've got a basketball court, and they play soccer on the lawn, and they throw the football around, and then they have to be back in at about 8 p.m., and there's a mandatory 1-hour study time, so they have to, hit the books.
Yeah, that that sounds like a very organized, structured program. And you and I, and you're going to know better than I, except I had a swimmer and basketball and volleyball player come through my family. My daughters are all jocks. And it seems like the more structured and laid out it is for them, the better they respond to everything. And you say?
Absolutely. Everybody needs structure. Even ourselves need structure. Yeah.
Especially at that age.
The better the structure, the more, I think the better the program, just because, the parents really like the fact that little Johnny's going to be at school all day, and then after school's over, he's going to be with a coach, and they're going to be really focusing on their game. And then after the golf component, they're going to be at housing, and they're going to be with their house parents. So they're pretty much supervised throughout the day and all day.
All right, now what's the enrollment right now? I don't know if you want to share that with us or not. And then where do you expect the enrollment to go at each of your schools?
We have 36 students on Hilton Head Island, and we have the 6 homes. So we basically have the 6 in each house. And what we would do based on the enrollment, if it starts to build up, then we can build 4 more houses. We want to be at a maximum of about 48 to 50 students, but no more than that, just because it's easier to manage that number rather than something over and beyond that. We sell ourselves as like a boutique academy where we're more of like a team environment, and each student's going to be very individualized instruction with, people that care for them and are focused on them daily rather than them being a number and maybe one of 150 kids.
It's really the same philosophy as like a D1 school versus a D3 school. You get more attention at a D3 school, and that's really what you're looking for, because once you get to those D1, you have absolutely no control.
That's right.
You really don't. Now, how many locations do you have, Keith?
We have Hilton Head, which I mentioned. We've been here for 11 years, and we also just took on an academy site in Orlando at Orange County National, which is just an unbelievable facility, largest driving range in the country, second in the world. So it has a great facility with the driving range and the 2 golf courses, and then they have a short course. And we started that in this past August of 17. So we have a couple students there, but we anticipate having about 12 to 16 for the up-and-coming August session. Now,
I'm sure you're just not drawing from the U.S. Where are you drawing all your students from?
They're all over the world. So we tried to maintain about a 50-50 ratio where we have 50 U.S. domestic students, and then we have 50% international students. So we have them from Asia and South America and Europe and up in Canada and Mexico. So they're literally from all over the place. So it's a nice, diverse group.
Oh, it sounds like my daughter's college. They're from all over the world swimming, and it's a smaller school, and it's very international. I think she might be a minority on the swim team. But anyways, it's really pretty slick. If you could vouch for this, you get a lot of diversification. You're touching parts of the world you never touch. When you live and you work with kids like that in that mixed environment, you learn a lot about what's going on in the world.
Oh, absolutely. It's great for every one of the kids just because they can learn the culture of different students. And I just had a family from China come over, and they love the fact that their son is going to be a part of such a diverse group. So it's going to really enable him to learn English a lot quicker and, further his college potential.
Yeah, it was so funny. My daughter roomed with a girl from Greece and then one from Brazil. I said, make best friends. You got great summer vacations coming up.
Oh, exactly. That's what they do. They do that for spring break and summer.
Yep. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Okay, how big do you want to get, Keith? I mean, where's this headed?
Well, like I mentioned, I think the numbers like 48 to 50 is really a good number to manage, and it keeps it as a boutique style, and it offers the students the opportunity to gain a lot of individualized instruction because we focus on a 4-to-1 student-to-teach ratio, and the average academy out there is usually about 6 to 8 students, maybe even 10 per one instructor. So their learning time has been a little bit, it doesn't offer them a great opportunity to learn each day just because of the number of students.
Yeah, I guess I was going to jump on. How many more locations are you looking for, or do you want to expand to?
Oh, it's a good question because we do have some families that have inquired from the West Coast out in California and the Arizona area just because they just don't have anything. The model's not out there, so they have to come over to the east side. But if I do expand, it would probably be a place maybe either in Arizona or the California area just because the weather's so great and we can draw a lot of students from that neck of the woods.
And all I'm going to say, if you're looking for a place in Arizona, I can direct you to a person who started one with Nick Faldo, and then Nick Faldo pulled out or dropped the ball or didn't continue. They were all set up for the schooling, and they do schooling. So anyways, I'm just saying there's opportunities here, and I've only been in the radio business 18 years here. I could be a good network for you of just directing in some kind of direction. And I'm serious about that. There was a school started several years by Nick, and Nick kind of just, you know how that goes. He had a lot of other things going on and let that go. But anyways, hey, that's outstanding. Now, I don't want to get into the money side of it, but I know instead of being full-time, don't you have some camps that are available to people that maybe just want to try this out or take a test or get your toe in the water?
We do, and that's a good question because we love to encourage students to spend a week with us or several weeks with us just to gain the experience of what it would be like as a full-time student. So we offer camps pretty much every week, and we have a big spring break camp session coming up anywhere between the beginning of March to the end of April, and then we roll into the summertime where we have campers come in from all over the world that are training with us anywhere from a week to 2 months. And especially in July, we have a phenomenal camp called the Junior Players Camp, which allows the student to work on their game and then test it playing some junior tour events in the Southeast on the Hurricane Junior Golf Tour.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Nothing like competition. Now, let's talk about your coaches. We've got a few minutes left, but I know you're just not running them out there and turning them loose. How about some instructors?
Yeah, our coaches are very seasoned. They've been with me with the JPGA. The youngest guy has been from 4 years all the way up to 13 years. So they're here for the right reasons. They're really passionate about each and every student. They're really into their teaching, and our structure based on our philosophy is really helping the student with what they have. We don't have a swing that we sell to every student. We try to help with the student's individual swing and just make it better.
Yeah. I can just imagine what it's like. I'm assuming each of these kids or young folks have the goal of being a professional golfer along the line. Am I missing that, or they just love golf that much and the education's good because you want to fall back on, but I'm assuming that golf is the number one priority now.
Golf is number one. It just depends on the family. Some families want the student to really get that great education.
Sure they do.
and golf might be second. Some families like the golf aspect and school is second, but they're really working hard, and their goal is to really play college golf or take it to a professional level in the future.
Yeah, that's good work. Hey, good job. I mean, I wish you the best. I hope you fill it up, and I hope you got to end with about 10 or 20 of these across the country and the world. And, if the kids are dedicated to this and this is what they want, what a great environment, Keith. You've done a great job. I'm glad we had time, spend a little time together. Keep me posted. We'll bring you back maybe in a year or so and see how everything turned out, Keith.
All right. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
There he goes. Keith Bach, he is the president. That's right, the president of the Junior Players Golf Academy. Go to school, do your favorite sport, and no, none of you guys can't go out there. They're my loyal listeners. You're way too old. Maybe go get your GED there instead. I don't know. But anyways, hey, don't go anywhere. Come back. We got the Wikipedia, the Golfopedia. Jeff Shane coming up next.